Hi. So for my project, I'm focusing on what it means to live well and how our individual choices transfer to making choices not only for ourselves, but for others and our environment and the planet. So table of contents include introduction, my educational meme, and the background of my topic, how this connects to the curriculum, and pedagogical approaches, and my resources. So here is my educational meme, pretty straightforward. Drake is saying no to processed foods. So saturated fats, refined sugars, fast food, anything that's made for convenience, deep fried, because generally this is what we find in fast food restaurants. A couple of my favorites are Popeyes and Fritos, and I definitely have a sweet tooth. And yeah, so cutting out these, at least minimizing them, and embracing healthy fats, proteins, fruits, vegetables, locally owned. And if you have the luxury of growing your own fruits and veggies, it does take some time, but the reward is so great. And out of this list, what is the most important to me, I think, is education. So teaching students and providing ourselves as well with the proper knowledge and information as to what it means to make healthy choices for ourselves. Which brings me to this next question, or statement that I hear a lot, and I'm willing to challenge this idea or this belief. So often I've heard healthy lifestyles are designed only for the elite and impossible to maintain for those from lower socioeconomic backgrounds. So I just would like if we could hold this idea in the back of our minds while I go through my presentation. Is this a fact or is it a myth? So the inquiry questions that drove my research include two. So how do individual choices affect the overall health and condition of our planet? And in what ways are human beings responsible for not only ourselves, but one another as well? And I'm focusing on the overconsumption of processed foods. So there's a fact here that food processing aims to improve food availability, safety, digestibility, transportability, and storage life. And while that may be true, there are definitely some adverse effects that come with the ease of access to processed and refined foods. So the first fast food chain opened in 1912. But actually it was before this, since the mid-19th century, that the food industry began making it possible to produce, transport, and sell processed foods on a large scale. And this has happened all over the world. We can see fast food chains popping up all over different countries. I was in Malaysia a couple years ago, and I thought that I would never be able to have McDonald's or KFC ever again after I converted to Islam, but they actually had halal McDonald's and KFC. So these fast food chains are really making it easy for people to consume. And so what does this all have to do with the environment? Well, we're going to just take quickly a look at how this affects people. It targets inner city folk who may lack the time and resources to prepare food. And most of us are living a fast-paced lifestyle. We're not living out on the farm, we're in the city, we are going from here to there to here to there. So it's convenient to be able to have fast food at our fingertips, and advertisements really speak to us in a way that make it easy, like Beyond Meat burgers, and how that speaks to like vegetarians or Muslims who might not eat regular chicken or beef. So it's targeting all different types of populations. And why is it important? Well, it exploits vulnerable populations mostly, and it drives profit margins. And the more fast food is being produced, the more it makes it easier for increased consumption. So how does this connect to the curriculum? So this is Healthy Body in the science component of the Saskatchewan curriculum. So we need to analyze personal and societal requirements for and the impact of maintaining a healthy human body. And the indicator for this is to look at different actions that we can take to minimize the harmful effects and maximize the beneficial effects of natural and human-caused environmental factors. So this one would be focusing on food safety, on human health. So our individual choices and what we put into our bodies and how this affects our minds, this is going to be what drives us to make healthier choices for the planet and for others. So pedagogical approaches that I would implement in this unit plan would include Indigenous and treaty education, which takes a holistic approach to health and the environment. It does not separate the body from the mind. It believes that body, mind, spirit are one. And when we take care of our bodies, we take care of our minds, and we take care of our spirit. Most importantly, we are not separate from our earth, non-human animals or other living beings. Generally, the belief is that human beings are sentient beings and we are above all other living beings in the world, and that's simply not true. Yet how we take care of ourselves will transfer over to the relationship that we have with others and the land. So these are my resources. And a couple teacher resources was a TED Ed video that we could show to the class, how food that you eat affects your brain and how that will affect the choices that you make, as well as a biosphere lesson plan. And so you can take a look at those at your leisure. Thanks so much.